Hello, hello. I need a calculator. Hello, everyone. We are live. So I'm going to just take a minute to make sure if there is anyone here, please comment in the chat. Thank you. Comment in the chat. Say hello. And I'm going to give it about a minute before we get into this exciting. So happy New Year's. Happy New Year's 2026. Wow, we are in a powerful year, a new cycle, instant manifestation, the 10-1 cycle year. So this is a universal year, 10-1. So I'm excited to be here. I might as well just start sharing. Just getting everything set up here. We got some new technology things going on here. So please, anyone here, if anybody could chime in, say hello. Please let me know. My last live, apparently not a lot of people could hear me. So please, in the chat, if you could let me know that you could hear me okay. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Just to make sure that my volume and everything is working out well here. Hello. Yes, I can hear you. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for that. Great. This is wonderful. Perfect. So, for those of you that know who I am, I really don't have to go into a big intro, but for those of you that are new, my name is Maria Esposito. I am the founder and owner of Revolution Mind, and I am your soul code blueprint guide and wholeness trainer. I'm the girl that's all about the balance, balancing the analytical mind, the emotional body, and the spiritual vibrational aspect, which pretty much make up who we are, and creating wholeness in our businesses and in our lives. So excited to be here to launch this new 2026. This is my first YouTube live for this new year of 10-1 instant manifestation, and it's a universal cycle year one, which is what our topic of the day is all about. So just to give you a little format, I'm going to take about no more than 15-20 minutes, because this session is all about you and your questions, your intuitive readings. This is your opportunity to get your intuitive readings, having an understanding, whether you're versed in numerology and you've been following me for a while, or you're new to numerology. I'm here to answer any questions and give you your readings of providing clarity. So, but we're going to jump right into it. I want to start out by sharing, as I've been stating in a lot of my videos, we are in a universal cycle year 10-1. So this year is known to be the God number, which is represented of the 1 and the 0, which is 10. But then the 1, which is all about new beginnings. So in numerology, we have a 9-year cycle, and each year provides different characteristics, energies, and it provides a story on how you should be, do, and have within your life. So the 10-1 is all about taking action. This is the new beginning energy that is actually the leading force that is going to create your next 9 years of your life and your business. So this is a very pivotal year that of taking action. It's telling you to take action moving forward in a space of leadership and trust. And it's telling you to really focus on the bigger picture, because the one is all about I like to look at this in the entrepreneurial space as a visionary leader. Anything, whether you have soul codes with ones or not, it's telling you to take that leadership role and move forward in taking action. Setting intentions, setting goals, but it has to be in a space of resonance within your mind and your body and your soul. There has to be a balance of the three spaces, or else the instant manifestation aspect of it could go in so many different directions. So the beauty in the instant manifestation aspect, which is represented in the 10, the 1 and the 0, the 1 being the leadership and taking action, the 0 is the magnification number. So it really emphasizes that taking action aspect. So this is, like I stated, a very good time for you to be planning, implementing, and taking action. For those of you that have watched my videos of the year 9, and if you haven't, you want to go and have an understanding, because this is also a really great time to release. So in your year 9, it's all about culminating, it's about purging, releasing, and it's about endings. So for this month in particular, and for probably the next 3 months, you're going to really want to, on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level, you really want to do a decluttering. And that will also help to open up the energetically for you to implement and take action on those goals that you have. Because this year you have that energetic backup to really manifest what it is that you want to create very quickly. So the instant manifestation aspect of the code is really, it's listening to those insights, listening to your heart, your soul, and your passion, and really focusing on that bigger picture and really trusting in the process. Even if it doesn't unfold the way you want it to, that's okay. What you really want to do is really hold on to that vision, that picture of whatever it is that you want to accomplish, and trust in the process. Because when you do that, that magnification of that vision, which is energetic, will manifest in physical form. So that's the instant manifestation. So everything starts from a thought, an idea, a passion. But this year, that manifesting into physical, tangible form will happen very quickly. The one thing you want to be very cognizant of is this is duality. So the things, the higher vibration, the things that you want to accomplish in your life and in your business that are really that feed your soul, that make you happy, this is really the time to really focus on the shadow sides of that number as well. So, for example, if you know that you've been struggling with some limiting beliefs or limiting decisions, or possibly some patterns of behavior that have been holding you back or have been creating procrastination or perfectionism. So, perfectionism, procrastination are definitely a derivative of fear. It's an unconscious underlying fear, but it's also a self sabotaging technique, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. So you really want to be mindful of those times, really mindful of those thoughts, because again, this magnification year, thoughts will turn into things. That's the instant manifestation aspect. So be very, very cognizant of your thoughts, your emotions, and What is manifesting in your external world? These are your human tools that we have, to be able to really assess, to create, creating that blueprint of whatever it is, your idea of what this year's success will look like. You really want to also be consciously aware of those shadow aspects. When this is a really great time to really hone in and, set those intentions and start planning and executing, possibly in Q2. This is a great time to still release the stuff that are holding your back, the things that you notice, how is it that you feel? Gauge yourself, use your guidance system, which are your emotions and your feelings. How are you feeling about a certain task or about that certain goal? Are you taking action very quickly, or are you finding yourself procrastinating or getting distracted? These are two signs of things that you may be holding or suppressing subconsciously. So this is your opportunity to really take note of of what it is that are things just happening smoothly, easily, and effortlessly, and the results you're seeking are just flowing. Or do you find yourself in a space of busyness, and every time you're focusing on something, or you want to focus on something, or you want to implement or take action on something, something else happens? These are telling signs that there may be something happening subconsciously. What is it that you're saying to yourself? We all self-talk. So listening to those things that you're saying to yourself, and how you're feeling in moments, even in interactions with business colleagues, clients, and whatnot. So, really, making note, because in Q1, you really want to be still setting those intentions, implementing, but yet also taking note, because this is your time to really purge, release, and shift those limiting beliefs, limiting decisions, or those habitual patterns of behaviors that are not serving you. Because again, as in my last video, really talking a lot about year 9, anything that you bring into your year 1, so ideally, again, mental declutter, emotional declutter, you want to make sure that you're letting those go and you're moving forward with this new energy, because anything that's not serving you, that you're not releasing, at least in that Q1, will most likely stay with you for the next 9 years. So that is what the year 1 is, really setting the stage of the next 9 years. So for those that are in business, um, really, we do short-term plans, short-term goals, long-term goals, you know, and those longer-term goals. So really, this is a really great time to have a clear understanding, structuring your quarterly, half a year, yearly, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. However it is that you structure those business um, blueprints that you're looking to create. This is a time that you also want to do this. You also want to be cognizant of releasing a lot of what hasn't served you in business and in life, because the chances are, like I said, they will they will be with you for the next 9 years if you're not releasing and purging. So this is a really, really pivotal time. So I could go on and on about this topic, so this is great. So we talked about the 10-1. The 1 is all about the taking action, the 0 is the magnification. So really, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling unhappy, and this could be, like I said, it could be a derivative of some kind of unconscious fear, an unconscious belief system. So take note of that. And this is a year of leadership. This is not the year of being the follower. It's taking that stance, being the leader in your life and business, and taking action. It's telling you to physically, mentally, and emotionally move. Very important. And it's also telling you to, those projects that you've been brainstorming on. This is a beautiful and a very powerful year to set the stage for those bigger goals. It's those goals and those dreams that have been, creating a little bit of fear maybe. This is the time. This is the time to connect to that inner passion, that idea, that concept, and start implementing it this year. Energetically, you are protected, which is also part of the zero. You're divinely protected. The energy is behind you. And as long as this is centered in that heart-centered space and you believe that it's going to make a difference authentically in people's lives, this is the time to really hone in and let go of the ego and say, you know what, that's fine. Thank you for wanting me to hold myself back, but that's what the ego does. It's there to protect you, so it's there for a purpose. However, the ego could also keep you small. So that is another key point. And so now I'm just going through this. So the other thing I actually wanted to share with you is that starting this month, this is the launch of my first 2026. I will be doing these YouTube lives every 2 weeks, Wednesday at 2 from 2 to 3 p.m. And for the next 4 sessions, for the next 4 sessions, I'm doing a beautiful 10-10-1 instant manifestation series, because this is such a pivotal year and there's so much to it. I just gave you a very broad perspective, but for the next session, I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth on the shadow side of the 10-1 code. So this 15-minute conversation that we're having, and I'm providing you with information on what to expect. The next 3 sessions will be a bit more specific on specific topics, because there's so much to this year that I truly want to share with you. So this is going to be a really good time to um, really express broadly of how you could use this year to really create and advance your business to those next levels by creating that wholeness strategically and energetically. So I felt that providing you with 4 sessions on being able to, and then answering your questions. So as of now, I'm going to open up the floor to questions, and I'm going to open up the floor to questions. And for anyone here, please, I really, now, for those of you who've been following me, know I haven't really talked about soul codes. So there is a lot of things. So this is a really pivotal year, talking more on cycles. I love using this tool of numerology cycles to really strategically plan based on my own personal year, which I haven't mentioned yet, versus my other, versus universal, because we're all experiencing the universal year 10-1. However, we also have our own personal years. So that will be for another topic in the future. But our personal years also impact us individually and internally. So I'm going to take your questions now. So just bear me some time here to go through these. What are some of the tools that we can use to shift the energy? Some of the tools. So for example, okay, so if you want to share with me specifically, what, so are you speaking on mind tools, numerology tools? So I'm thinking numerology tools in terms of, so ground zero, I always say, um, cycles is separate from your own soul code. So your soul code blueprints, and for any of you that are following me, there's a lot of information on my YouTube channel about the soul code. Soul codes are actually are innate specifically within us. We have three main, we have three secondary, and these are basically how they show up in our physical lives and how they. So that is one tool, and coinciding with your personal year cycles and the universal cycles are tools that you could strategically use in your life and in your business. So that is one tool. Mind tools, well, as many of you know, I'm also a hypnotherapist, so I could give you many NLP and mind tools in terms of dealing with the behaviors, state management, self-talk, limiting beliefs. My imposter syndrome buster is a really good one for the limiting belief of I'm not good enough. That's a really deep dive. Use it in the evening. That helps combat that I'm not successful, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough. Those limiting beliefs that many entrepreneurs carry, whether they're aware of it or not. But most people in life probably have to some degree that feeling of inadequacy. So this is time to really, yes, this is the time to really step up into leadership roles and trust ourselves. 100%. This year is telling you, to take that leadership role, ground. But the key thing you also want to listen, the one thing specifically to the number one is it's a very mind thought number. It is a very analytical, grounded number. However, it's also a very extremely creative number, and it's also a very intuitive number. So finding the balance between your intuition and your higher learnings and implementing them and grounding in that in a tangible doing way. If you're doing this solely on an analytical perspective, the results you're going to get may manifest in a different perspective because it's telling you, the one code is telling you to listen to your intuition, listen to that gut feeling, listen to that, and finding the balance between your analytical mind and your intuitive mind. Very important. So can you explain what the soul code is? Yes, soul code. So this time, yes. So soul codes are your. These are your soul code is part of your energetic blueprint. So when we look at the allopathic field, we have DNA. We have our DNA within our physical, biological, chemical bodies, right? However, there's also a larger part of us, which is the energetic side to who we are. So you could look at numerology and your soul codes as an energetic uh, blueprint of who you are and how that manifests. So, for example, your day of birth is all about how you do things moment to moment, how you make decisions, how you move forward. It is the beginning energy. Your life purpose number, that's all about, I like to look at it as your why for being here. It is your roadmap to and how you're meant to maneuver within this time and space. Your destiny number is all about how you're meant to express your life's work and share that to the world, and share that with the world. Your soul is your soul that has been reincarnated into this form. It goes back into past lives. It's the wisdom that you hold from lifetime to life. It is the true essence to who you are. Then you have your personality. Your personality is that first impression you give to people. It is that first thing, how people see you, how people interact with you. And the essence is that lasting impression. So these are the main, the three main are your day of birth, your life path number, and your destiny. Those are the three core important codes that I more or less focus on. So, and I actually did a YouTube live specific to soul codes, and I believe I shared how to calculate that. But if you want to know how to calculate that, those are in past videos and lives, on my YouTube channel if you want to know. But however, if you want to provide, I'm more than happy to give anyone here a reading. So if you wanted to know, I'm only doing life path and day of birth. Um, the destiny number, which is your life's work, is derived from your birth certificate name, your registered name. So that's a little bit more intricate, and that would be more for a one-on-one, or one of my upcoming workshops for this year. So if anyone would like a reading and provide that, and I'm more than happy to provide you some insights in that space. And let's see what else. What other questions we have here? Can you use your own codes as an example? Can you use your own codes as an example of how we should structure our year for success during the 10-1 year? 100%. So numerology, just like astrology, is multifaceted, multi-layered. So yes, you could use your own soul code, and the beginning stages of somebody that wants to use the divination tool in a practical way in life and business is knowing what your soul codes are. That is the foundation of numerology, is knowing your own energetic blueprint of who you are. And that associated to your own personal year cycle and your universal cycle is an advanced way to really make plans. So, for example, I like to use my personal year cycles and knowing my personal days, my personal months, and my personal years, and knowing what those means. I coincide those numbers with my wealth formula in when I'm making price points for my product, and also choosing my days where it aligns with my soul codes, and it's also aligned to those abundance codes, but also it coincides to my own soul code. So there's so many strategic ways, because when you're working with the energy, you're not working against it. So if I know by choosing a day to do this live, like strategically, my team and I said I wanted to start on the 14th, even though it's not as the 14th isn't associated to one of my codes. However, the number 14 has been one of my favorite numbers for most of my life. I use that in a lot of I use that in I used to use that in a lot of my passwords and things like that, but there was a resonance, even though the 14-5 isn't part of my codes. However, there's an energetic resonance within my blueprint to why that is. So I strategically wanted to launch on this day, but it's also because the 14-5 is a media number. So for anyone, whether you have that code in your blueprint or not, this is also a great day of self-expression and media, sharing your wisdom, getting out there. So yes, there are definitely beautiful ways that you could strategically use this, use your codes in conjunction to cycles to strategically plan so that you're working with the energies and not against them. So, and for anyone who knows me, I'm all about the strategies. I'm coming from a real estate investment background and consulting in that space. Everything was numbers. However, what I've learned is that at this point in my life, being 46 years old, I said, I want to start working smarter, not harder. There's no shortage of me being able to work hard, but I want to start working smarter and not working against the energies that are around me and working with the energies to enhance what I'm doing so that I could provide the most optimal product and service experiences for those that I'm connected to. So that's a really cool way. And let's see, the easiest tool that I can access right now. So the easiest tool is listen, listen to your intuition. So if you have been planning something that has been holding you back, or you've been finding you've been really distracted from doing, the energy is with you. So anything that you've been shying away from implementing or taking charge or even starting to plan, do it. That is probably one of the easiest things. Let go of whatever your ego's telling you and just say, okay, you know what? It's time for me to be doing this. So whether that is a new product, a new service, implementing, or you've been wanting to write a book, or you've been wanting to rebrand, this is a really, really great year to even connect, build your team, start getting out there, getting your message out, and investing in a team, and to that specialize in areas that you really want nothing to do with. However, it's taking those action steps and the things that you've been procrastinating on and taking action. That's probably one of the easier things I would say right now that would be of value to take action, because you are divinely protected. The energy is behind you. Just be consciously aware of those limiting beliefs or that self talk that comes up, because at instant manifestation, thoughts turn into things. So, really dig deep. And if you need help, if you know that you've had this limiting belief that's been holding you back, let go. If you find that you've been working through it and it's still there, connect with somebody, a professional that can help you with that and get through whatever that behavior is. So imposter syndrome, yes, I mentioned imposter syndrome. So you could find that in my link bio, pretty much on any of my platforms. I am on YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. So my link bio is in that. You could definitely find it. Or, what I'm actually going to do to make it even easier? I am going to, it's already in the chat. See, here you go. My team has my back. Love it. Yes. My team has the link is in the bio. Link is in the comments. So anyone who's interested, so imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is actually a guided hypnosis that I recorded with my incredible team. It has 432 hertz frequencies, which is a release. It's the shaman resonance. It's a really powerful release and healing frequency guided through strategic hypnosis. It actually comes with a manual on how to use it. I highly recommend using it at night, especially if you're a person that doesn't really meditate, or find that you have a busy mind. And really great because it'll knock you out, you'll pass out, and it'll do its work unconsciously as you sleep. I recommend you doing it for a minimum consistently for 30 days. With hypnosis, its very key thing is consistency. Consistency. And that's pretty much with anything in life. And the bonus that it comes with is that you are entered exclusively into my Revolution 9 Wholeness Collective. So that is an internal community where you could post questions, interact with other people in the community. So that is actually a bonus that comes with that. So, and you get all of that for $42 US $42. So you get the manual You get the downloadable MP3, and then you also get the actual program platform, and you get entered into the R9 Wholeness Collective. Hmm. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And this is so intriguing. Is there a set of calculations for each day of the week to know what day I should perform actions? Yes. I'm not going to share that with you because that'll be for another. But yes, there is a certain calculation for figuring out your personal year, your personal day, and your personal month. There's a certain calculation, and that's how you could actually strategically plan on those specific days, um, that the energy is backing you because it's connected to those soul codes. So those are going to be really powerful strategic days. So yes, there's a formula, but that will be for another event. Stay tuned for that. And thank you for that question. Really great questions here. Uh, oh, what if taking energy? Okay. What if taking energy feels scary, overwhelming? How do I overcome these thoughts? Um, that's a really, really great question. So when I speak of grounding, okay, the easiest way in public is doing core breathing. However, I do have a video on my YouTube channel, but I'll share a technique to instantly shift those states that will put you instantly in a parasympathetic state. This is a self hypnosis technique. And what it does is that, so if you're feeling in those states of overwhelm, anxiousness, you're feeling nervous about something, and you kind of want to bypass that, and you want to get yourself in a state of calm relaxation and out of your mind and more into your body. This technique that I use all the time, and I've trained it on all my clients. It's the first thing that I train to anyone that I know. I enforce it, even I tell my kids on Use Learning State, but I have teenage girls, so that's a whole different ball game, and they want to do what they want to do. So, anyways, so whether they use it or not, but specifically to this, what you do is that you more or less sit up straight. Your head has to be straight forward. Then what you do is that you look up only with your eyes without moving your head. The basic foundation of this technique is you're looking up and you're taking 3 deep core breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Take your time, ground in those breaths. Then on the third exhale, what you're going to do is that you're going to exhale and you're going to slowly bring your eyes down very slowly without jumping from one state to another, slowly bringing it down back to its original state. So, for example, I'll just do one breath. This is how it would look. And in that moment, once your eyes come to that state, close your eyes, ground in your body, and you should, if done correctly, you should feel a shift in your body and your emotional state instantly. That is a really powerful self hypnosis technique. However, if you want to emphasize it, that next step would be, if when your eyes are up, a really getting yourself in a deeper state of trance, you can move your eyes back and forth. So as you're taking your breath, you're basically moving your eyes as if you're moving it back and forth like a pendulum. Then center, then slowly come back to now. And that'll actually put you in a deeper state of trance. That's another layer of state management that you could do anywhere. So that's a really great technique that I encourage. And so great to see you, Maria. Hello, darling. This is valuable information. Thank you, Devreen. Thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm so happy to be back here live. So thank you for joining. Yes, if you have any questions, please, if you're looking for any readings, so no problem. This is great. Oh, it's a great community. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Never mind. Thank you for the demo. Yeah, you're welcome. I love using that state management technique because it puts you in the parasympathetic state. So it puts you in that calm state. So so if you're feeling a state of anxiousness or even extreme emotion, when doing it correctly, it'll instantly change your state and it'll put you into that parasympathetic nervous system states. So really, really powerful. And would anybody like to share their birth date? And let's see what life purpose or day of birth. So I love doing the life purpose number because that's the roadmap to why you're here. This is the road back. It's all about your why for being here. So for anyone that would like to share, um, and see, and who knows if anybody is in. Oh, beautiful, perfect. Calculate. I'm just going to just bring up my thing here. Beautiful. So August 27th, 2024, August. So August is an 8 plus 2 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4. So I just want to make sure August is 8. 2 plus 7 plus 2, 2004. All right, Emma. Your life purpose number is a 23-5. Beautiful number. So funny enough, so just so you know, Emma, this day is highlighted for you. This is a really, really, really great day. What the 23-5. So I'm going to tell you, 23 in the Chaldean system, which is the metaphysical aspect, is the most powerful number that cannot be beat in numerology, according to the Chaldeans. So it is a very, very powerful number. It is the number of freedom. It is the number of change. It's telling you to embrace change. It is the number, it's actually the decision number. With a 5, you're going to be continuously making decisions for most of your life. And it's the number of the media. So it's a number that is very finding balance between your intuition and finding balance to that analytical mind. That is a really, really key thing with the 5, because if you look at it, how it looks, it's sitting on a rocker. So if you lead with your mind, because it is a mind number, you might be tipping the boat, tipping that 5 one way. So it's telling you to find balance. It is a number of balance and balancing your intuition, um, that energetic side of the number, because it's a number of freedom. It's all about that optimal freedom. People with 5s, um, number, they really want to be able to create a life by design. They don't want to be guarded and binded by structure like a number 4 is. 4s do very well with structure, foundation, schedules. 5s are the complete opposite. They're all about no schedules. They are kind of like your free spirited energy type of people. And it's telling you to find that balance. Now, keeping in mind, this is just one aspect of a whole area. So, depending on your other soul codes, this could really bring in other aspects of, you might have a four in a different code. So it might kind of balance out that five that really wants complete freedom to be able to express and do. Um, Again, the shadow sign of the five is all about take responsibility and calculated risk. Because the five is all about making those decisions, taking risks, and embracing change, it's telling you to one of the shadow side is fives tend to take uncalculated risks. So you want to be very careful with those risks that you're taking and make sure you're being responsible when taking those risks. So there we go. And beautiful. And okay, so let's see here. Yeah, I'm in a year four personal year. Beautiful. So what can I expect to might help me create a more structure with my business? So I'm going to tell you. Okay, so when I was in my 4 year, so I'm in a year seven now. So the 4 year could feel like, Doreen, are you feeling that it's almost like every time you take a step forward, it's like you take a step forward and then you're taking two steps back. It's almost like you're going like it's almost like this back and forth motion. So until your next birthday, you might this feeling of this back and forth. However, what the year four is telling you is you really need to structure. I don't know your soul codes, but are you good with structure? Are you good with, structure, systems, implementing? Because the four is all about, creating those systems and creating that systematic structure within your business, because the four is also a manifestation number. So because it's a manifestation number, the key component of this year is listen to your intuition, listen to those downloads. Because of the four is all about listening to those downloads, grounding in them, and taking a methodical step by step process action and not missing steps and taking leaps and bounds like a five would, for example. It's about listening to grounding in it, building the systems, bringing in the team, bringing in the people to help you, because to build wealth is about building your team. It's not about doing it yourself like a one. The one is a very independent, very isolating number. So you really want to be careful, because the energy of the year, of the universal year, could be, I got to do this myself. However, that's a shadow side of the number. But with a four, it's all about building the systems. Systems is a key component of a four. And understanding that if you're going back and forth, like it's like you feel like you're taking a step forward, then you're taking two steps back. It's okay. That's the energy of the year four. So not at all. I'm not great with structure. I'm trying. Okay, perfect. I am. It's 11:20. Okay. 50. Okay, so here, Emma. Okay, here. So okay. Oh my God. I don't see these numbers. Oh, 1128 different. Oh, 1128. So there we go. Personal year. So I hope that helps. Structure. I'm just going to go in order here. I keep jumping around. See, that's the same guy. Perfect. 11. So to read, so what's 1128? 1128, but I need the year. If you could give me the year. So I'm going to just do, so your birthday is November 28th. And what's the year that you were born? Oh, 1994. Okay. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 8 plus 1 plus 9 is 4. So 11, 28, 35, 7. Okay. Beautiful. Your life Your life purpose number is a 30, is a 35-7. So, Devrain, what this is telling you in your life, and we know this, you're very intuitive. So, in my world, 7 is the most spiritual number there is. In your journey and your blueprint of how you maneuver and why you are here is to really align to that higher self. I like to look at this in business. The 35-7 is all. I like to look at it as it is the psychic teacher, but yet the researcher. So there's something within your life that there's a part of you that likes to dig into those hidden realms, the areas that people normally probably wouldn't dig into. It's, and go into and doing those research and learning. It is a number that loves to learn and thrive. And really, it's about moving. It's about moving in that space of, really connecting to your spirituality. It is the psychic teacher. So you are a teacher, and teaching your gift in that space of what it is that you do. This is going to be a really key thing of creating that success in your destiny code, which is all about your life's work. But in your life, you really need to be cognizant of listening to your intuition. You get lightning insights and you get those downloads very, very quickly. Listen to them, ground in them, and because you're in year 4, step by step, take action. It's a number of methodically taking action and building systems around those insights that you're getting. And on top of that, it's also a number, there's a lot of freedom and creativity in the 35. So it's expressing yourself, and it's a self expression. There's a lot of creativity and a lot of movement and freedom. So in your life, there is a balance of also having that freedom of being able to maneuver and making changes. So you probably are very adaptable to making changes and embracing that. So does this, Devreen, does this make any sense to you? Um, okay, yeah, definitely. Devreen. I'm not great with structure. I'm trying to create it this year and build my masculine energy up. Well, I'll tell you, Devreen, um, if you need some help, I'm more than happy. My team and I. So 4 codes, master builders, systems, that's kind of my space. So if you need some help, reach out because, depending on what the systematic aspect is, we could talk, so 100%. So it's so fascinating to learn about these shadow sides. Oh, yeah. Everything's duality, right? So I can really relate to what you're saying. I'm trying to do the same thing, building the masculine energy up. Yes, yes, Carrie, good insight. Thank you for that comment. Um, I think there's a lot of people in this world finding that balance between that masculine and feminine sides. Could be a challenge, especially if you've been leading your life more one way. So for me, I've led my life on the masculine side. And over the past decade, I've had to really build the skill set and learn how to embrace the feminine side. And so I completely relate. How many people struggle with the masculine? That's my strong point. So I do very well in that space. However, um, I've had to learn to really embrace that emotional, the energetic aspect, the listening to the intuition, which is more of the feminine energy side. So I get it. It's all part of the journey. However, for you being your life path 35-7, you really, really want to listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. So, so that's going to be a key thing in your journey. And thanks very much. Well, mine have been channeling though, amazing. 13 for me is not being scared of the side, but understanding that side. Yes, Carrie, that's amazing. That's exactly it. It's not about. It's about embracing the duality. Without the one, without that fear, how could you know and gain clarity or even create, direction without knowing, without that shadow side? So it's reframing your mind and looking at those obstacles or that fear as an opportunity to say, okay, this has given me clarity on what I don't like. So what is it that I do like? And focusing on that. So that's another key point that actually leads me to the 10-1 vibration. You really want to be cognizant of your mind. So, are you a glass half full or a glass half empty mindset? That's going to play a very, very big role in this 10-1 manifestation year. Be consciously aware of your mind. Do you have a scarcity mindset or an abundant mindset? Where do you see yourself? And I'm going to tell you, we're going to vary from different aspects of our lives. You're going to notice that in one area you're so abundant and you feel fulfilled and aligned, but then there's other aspects that maybe you're aligned more with that scarcity. And that's okay. So ultimately, you really want to find the balance of both and gain the clarity on what it is that you want. And you want to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. That's what you really want to focus on. So, you're gem. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Doreen. That's wonderful. I love it. I've been hearing there's a large focus on bringing the masculine into alignment and balancing with the feminine. 100%. Wishing you the best of luck. Your journey to this. That's right. 100%. Yeah, I think there's really a lot of trying to find that balance is really going to be very, very key to creating wholeness. You know, I think we've been not. I don't think, I know we have been trained through society to really focus on the physicality and the analytical perspectives on who we are. And there's really not as much out there. There's nothing within within the system that really hones in and focuses on the energetic side. So I'm going to give you an example. Today I took my daughter to the doctors. Um, and there was a residence there, a resident doctor there, and she was going through her whole questionnaire of the condition with my youngest, and I told her that my perspective on the ailments that she's going through, that I think a lot of it has to do with energetically, and that that there's also, I don't I do things very holistically. I have my naturopath doctor, but I use both sides. I have my family doctor, I have my naturopath doctor, but I like to lean toward. And it was interesting when I was talking about energetically and the energetic perspectives, and I mentioned something specifically to about my other daughter, and it was interesting to see her physiology change when I said, well, my other daughter has this condition that I think maybe the reason why my youngest may be experiencing. And when she asked how he did that, and I said, it seemed like it was very foreign to her. So we're really taught in our professions, in our lives, to really focus on the physicality, the science. And there is definitely validity in that. However, there's also the bigger part of who we are is that energetic perspective. So I have found, working on both sides, being a hypnotherapist, working in trauma release, and working with various aspects of the mind, I've been noticing a synergy between soul code, um, people exhibiting those soul codes and living in that space, and how it's manifested into these ailments and situations in their lives. So there's definitely something to it. And for somebody who really takes an analytical approach, however, looks at the whole picture, there's something to understanding and finding that balance between that masculine and feminine. So, and it's unfortunate that our society isn't set up. You really have to go and invest in people like us in these industries that have learned experience and that have teach through those experiences, and in finding those balances between the two sides. So, yeah. Oh, I appreciate too. No, you're welcome. Thank you. So, anyone else want to share? Anyone else want to share? I don't know, Carrie. Did you provide your your day of birth or your birth date there? I don't know. There's a lot of interaction here. So anyone else who has recently chimed in, are looking for a reading. I know this is definitely going to be a replay. So for anyone watching this replay, please comment your full birth date if you want me to give you an intuitive reading, and or if you're looking for more information regarding the 10-1 instant manifestation cycle that everyone in this world is experiencing right now, and how to use that strategically within your life and business to work with the energies and not against it. I'm more than happy to answer the questions personally. So comment below for anyone that's watching this. So, anyone else? We're getting close to that time, so I will take one more question. If there's anyone here that has one more question for me, then I'm going to respect our time together. I want to share. So, again, in 2 weeks, so what does that mean? In 2 weeks, that will be on January the. Anyone have a calendar here? So basically 2 weeks from now, Wednesday from 2 to 3, I will be coming on live. I will be speaking more on the shadow aspects. So that'll be the topic of the session, really focusing on details and how to get unstuck if that energy of the shadow side of the 10-1 is in your current business and life, and how to use the tool of the flip side to that to get unstuck. So that'll be the topic of in 2 weeks, and then these sessions will be every 2 weeks from that. So if you want to contact, yes, if you want to contact me, comment any questions that you have for anyone that wasn't able to join us, but would like to uh, receive a reading. Let me know. Stay tuned. And I think that is it. I think I am going to tune out now. Thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for those that have joined, your interaction, questions. I hope you received value from this experience. And for those of you watching the replay, comment below any questions that you may have. And I'm more than happy to be able to provide you the answers to your questions. And sending you all lots of love. Great point, definitely valuable. Yes. So, love you all. Thank you very much. And we'll definitely talk soon. Take care.